I mean, it's like the music industry is a really interesting example in this as well. And for so many years, you've read so much about, oh, well, I've had a million streams on Spotify, but each stream only pays a fraction of a penny
That's right.
uh, or a cent. And where do you think the development with NFTs will leave the sort of the I guess the established players in the distribution of this digital content, be it a record label or otherwise? Where does it go for them?
I think, if you look at what the internet has done for media in general, um, the internet has made certain livelihoods much better or much worse. For call it content create for people working in content, whether it's writing or music or digital media, like in the form of images and video, I'd say for a lot of for anyone who had an existing reputation or existing business model, it's made it worse. Like the music industry collapsed after the internet came out, right? First through pirating, then through streaming. iTunes in the middle made economics worse, not better. And only now is the kind of economies of scale of streaming making up for that loss of revenue. So basically, artists, like if you look at a musician, their livelihood went from, I'm going to sign a good deal with Sony. I'm going to try to get promoted on MTV. I'm going to sell like a million records, and that will be an amazing outcome for me financially. To I can't make much money off Spotify unless I'm Ariana Grande. But generally, it's like just a trickle of revenue. So the only way I can make up for it is to tour incessantly, and that's brutal. So they what NFTs, like a very simple way to think about it is NFTs add a new monetization pathway, or just a new way for them to earn a living, to monetize their work, to generate revenue from their work. Because like I love music. I follow some, kind of not super mainstream artists, and I can tell they're not making much money. Like they're programming on the side. No, they're
Mm.
making music on the side. Their main job is a programmer or something else, right? Because they have 10,000 listeners on Spotify. That does not pay for a living. And one artist was moved. His album was so good that like I thought for the amount of list, I was afraid he was not going to make more because I felt like I was only the one of 6,000 people listening to his stuff. So one day I just said, "Dude, I love your stuff. Can I? Do you have a Patreon? Is there any?" I couldn't. I was trying to pay him, but he had no mechanism to receive. And
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
end, he sent me his PayPal, and I sent him a lump sum, and I said I really appreciate it. But that's like me acting
That's
extremely
crazy,
aggressive,
isn't it?
right?
Yeah.
That's me acting extremely aggressive out of the blue. That's not a dependable thing. So, okay, let's imagine you are a musician. Prior to NFTs, what is on your menu of call it revenue generation? What's on your menu is I will sell albums, which almost no one buys now because digital albums are not really just a big seller. I can get streams of Spotify. If you're not over, a million or whatever subs on Spotify, you're not making reasonable money. I can tour, but that's brutal, and it's like I have to do it over and over and over again. Um, at the tour, I can sell merch. I can sell some T-shirts, and online I can sell some T-shirts. Basically, I can sell some T-shirts and vinyl. Right? It's like your monetization engine is some very poor unit economics from digital albums, uh, even worse with streaming on Spotify. Break your back and all your band members and go tour, and you have to just those are one-offs. And you want to run a web store with some $20 merch. Like it's not a good. That's why it's not a good livelihood. That's why they're all complaining, right? NFTs add
Yeah.
a complete new thing on the menu, which is, Chris Dixon first wrote about this, but I'm so like, I feel so frustrated because I came up with the same idea, but I didn't write it out at the same before he published. So he gets full credit. But essentially, NFTs allow you to monetize at every price point versus your fans' level of enthusiasm and dedication. Let's say for every band member, let's say for every musician, there are 10 super fans in the world, right? These are by super fans. These are people who will just buy your stuff blind and will pay happily almost any price. So, like, if I'm patronizing this same musician and he had NFTs available, like let's say he had a one of one NFT priced at $10,000. Maybe it's like a unique track, maybe it's a poster, maybe it's like who knows what it is. But this is like his stuff for like if you really love my work, here's a $10,000 one of one. At $250, I have 100 copies of something else. At $50, I have this really neat like I don't know uh, cover art or something that anyone can get. And then at $20 you can buy a bunch of stuff. Like people who want to pay $20 now have a way. If maybe they don't want merch, like nobody plays actually vinyl. They just put it in their like shelf, right? Now they can pay for that, and you can monetize for that. But they can they can sell a unit of a good that's $10,000 that they could never sell before because they had nothing they could offer that would be $10,000 before because they couldn't sell a physical thing for
Mm.
$10,000. Such a thing doesn't exist. And a digital thing couldn't be scarce, so it could never price that way. But now if you can make it scarce, you can actually give really high end, call it, or customized offerings to your super fans. And that basically allows you to capture revenue along a curve. And all of a sudden, you can monetize you can like actually get fairly, not like even monetize, but actually get fair reflection of your work in terms of revenue backwards. Because now the people who want it, like me, who want to throw money at you, can actually throw money at you and get something back, and we both feel great about it. And the best part is this whole
Yeah.
system exists outside of the control of the existing power hierarchy. You do not need to pay labels. You do not need to pay like marketing dollars. Like you can literally mint this stuff very cheaply online on Rarible, and then you're completely in control of your own fate, right? And no one is like, other than the NFT platforms, which take a very modest cut, you are not surrendering your economics and your distribution. You're actually taking all that back for the first time, and you have a direct relationship with your fans, through Instagram or Twitter, and that's like, I think that is so good for creators and musicians.
That's the thing, and this value exchange is happening without just putting more stuff into the world, be it t-shirts, be it records, and all of that, and all of that thing. It's simplifying it so much.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's so much better to be a fan because you can actually collect. All of a sudden there's more stuff you can do and to engage with the musician. Because right now it's just I want to. There's I have greater desire to patronize them than they are able to serve with what they have, which is just t-shirts and mugs. Right now they have something to give.